What's going on, YouTube? Claic Yuzolt back again with another Final Fantasy Brave Exvius video, and in today's video we finally got the global enhancements we've been looking for with our favorite global, exclusive original units. And I have a few things I want to talk about how they got upgraded, how good they are, but we do have some bugs and some ability awakening things going on that I want to discuss with you guys as well. So let's get into it. Okay guys, before going over each of the units, I do want to discuss something that's going on with the units' ability awakenings. It appears that Gumi and Square Enix have taken away the ability awakenings for all of these units. The abilities are no longer awakened, and you cannot awaken the abilities moving forward. Now, with these free changes that happen to everybody, they're much better units than they were before, and this could be an option to be able to ability awaken them again down the road to make them even more powerful. It's kind of weird that Gumi and Square Enix are doing all this to these units, because it's putting them in the high-end tier meta. Maybe it's just helping people catch up with the game. I'm really unsure there, or they're trying to give people more value for the limited time banners. It's really weird to me. I really can't find a reason business-wise to do it. Maybe you guys can tell me in the comments below. But I know a lot of people in preparation for these upgrades did go ahead and awaken all these abilities, or they had done before, and so they're looking for some kind of reimbursement of those crisps, especially if you spin them all, like I said, the night before the big upgrade. It's time to go in, I'm gonna get all these, where'd they go? It was like I wasted all those, right? So I can understand that. We haven't heard word back from Square Enix or Gumi, but if they do, you can look on Twitter or whatever. I'll be retweeting it or tweeting it out, talking with you guys for sure. So moving on to the first unit, we have Aloha Lasswell. And Aloha Lasswell got a lot of changes. Aloha Lasswell became a very good option when it comes to single target provoking physical damage mitigator, essentially tank, along with doing a ton of damage. Aloha Lasswell is actually up there with damage dealers. They're at the top of the list, Esther and them, He became great. First off, he got 2 provoke abilities, 100% provoke abilities, one in Radiant Sun, and then he got another one in his Limit Burst. It allows him to 100% provoke there. His Limit Burst also got modifier increases and 40% damage mitigation. So it's going to be 40% damage mitigation to everything, and we've been talking about how important that is. He gets it added to his kit. He also got some frame change. That's going to go for a lot of people. A lot of frame changes, a lot of multipliers up. Another great thing that Aloha Lasswell ended up getting is the ability to imperil 100% to water or wind and then imbue those to himself. So he's going to be able to imperil for your team for water or wind 100% while doing the single target provoke thing, and then also be able to put it on his own weapon and go there and start swinging, baby. Because we knew Aloha Lasswell as being this, weird in-between damage dealer tank. Well, they just put him over the top in both categories. Now, he isn't going to be your AoE cover tank. Now, if you use somebody else to put him out there, I guess he could. But he doesn't have it in his own kit. What he has is that ability where he can guard one unit really well, so similar to the Gladio strategies out there. So Aloha Lasswell can work in tandem with Gladio to do those strategies where you protect one unit. And then he can also dish out a ton of damage. You can see that he gets a lot of different modifier increases. I'm talking 12 to 30 times. Big time increased attack by 200% with some big modifiers there. If we look on down, he did get equipment defense up. He got the attack equipment up. He also got, on top of it, he got more chance to counter, and then he got physical evasion in his kit, so he's got 10% already innately, which I know isn't a lot, but it'll add up as we're going through, because we do want to build him to be physical evade and as much attack as possible. He doesn't really need the defense if he's evading everything. And he got the true dual wield 6 times cap raise up, so he's doing that much more damage. He's up there with the true dual wielders. And yeah, so he's a monster. He actually, I had no interest in Aloha Lasswell. Saw these changes, and now he's almost at the top of my list. Kryla's going to be at the top of my list, but Aloha Lasswell, I've got to test him out. He's going to be doing so much damage. He's going to have so many off turns because he's going to have this 100% provoke on his he's going to be able to cast it and do a little bit of damage with the Radiant Sun ability, but he also is going to have it on his Limit Burst and going up to a 22 times multiplier and giving you 40% damage mitigation. You are going to want to be casting that, so should have a lot of provoke time up. Or you can try to build it innately inside of him, you know what I mean? That's really up to you. And then moving down to his Trust Mastery rewards, which make it even easier to build him really attacky, really evasion. Colorful Lay, which is his TMR, got Big Kahuna, which increases true dual wield, essentially equipment attack, by 15%. Exclusive to Lasswell units only. So this part of the passive only applies to Lasswell, but that goes for any Lasswell unit. So Pyro Glacial Lasswell did get an upgrade due to Colorful Lay, allowing Pyro Glacial Lasswell to become even stronger. So he's pretty good before, even better now if you have a couple of Colorful Lay laying around. It also has 25% evasion on it. Yeah, and then it had an increase to the just the normal Aloha Spirits equipment attack increase, now 25%. So he gets 25% evade from his colorful lei. And then also on Beach Umbrella, it's adding 10% more physical evade. So Beach Umbrella was a katana, massive attack stat on that, along with giving now 10% evade. So he has ways in his kit. He's got 10% on his kit. He's got it on his STMR. He's got it on his TMR. So if you end up getting lucky enough to get these, you are going to be feeling pretty happy about it because he is going to be a unit you want to mess around with. Now, moving on to Kryla. Kryla got some great changes as well. Kryla just jumped to another unit that I want to be using in my party. I'm being serious here when I say this. Kryla and Aloha Lasswell just replaced any breaker on my team, what Kryla is, and then as my single target tank, sorry Wilhelm, we got Aloha Lasswell now. We're gonna check out the dude, bro. We're gonna check out the dude and see how he does. But Kryla got a ton of upgrades. We're not gonna go through all of these, but essentially what I want to talk about is her imperils went from 50% to 75%. That's a huge upgrade. She has the ability to imperil all elements by 100%, and now it's not for that long. Her LB does it for 2 turns, and then she has a cooldown that does it for 1, I do believe. Let me confirm that, or is it the other way around? Let's see, now imperils all elements by 100%. Yes, so, you know, she has the ability to imperil all elements by 100%, but it's not going to be that long. But if you can keep spamming her LB, which got increased to 30 LB crest, she can imperil everything by 100%, but she does have the 75% there if you want to be messing around with it. She did get some ability to put up those resistances that she may be imperiling to be able to give you guys even more support. So she's going to be able to imperil. She's going to be able to do some damage. They changed her modifiers. It's not going to be the most damage in the world, but they did change her modifiers. They changed her chaining family. She has the ability to boost up your elemental resist on top of those. And then moving on through this, we do have some changes to her breaks. They went from 50 to 70%. That's a huge upgrade. 70% on demand, any of these that you want. The duration of these breaks have gone to 5 turns, meaning you just have, like, when something goes from 3 turns to 5 turns, you get more turns to be able to do other stuff, which is really important. Her LB fill rate has been increased from 1 to 2 to 3. So she's going to be able to increase her LB a little bit faster because it is really important in her kit. She also has the ability to inflict an irresistible death, but whatever. Not really that important for us right now, is it? Moving on down, she used to have an ability that did both, like, wiped off your team and wiped off the enemy. Now that's been separated into 2 different abilities, so she can dispel your team if needed, and she can also dispel the enemy. Dispelling your team is actually pretty important. It used to be like Dispel Good Trick or Bushido Freedom your own team. Well, now you're going to be able to take Kryla, who's going to break, imperil, put up your elemental resist, and now be able to dispel yourself or the enemy. She also got a new ability that lets her just get rid of the buffs on the enemy. So not a lot of units in the game have this. I do know that Lid has it in her jamming ability, her CD, and I think Dispel Ja is on High Seraph Ultima. What this does is, instead of, like, when you dispel an enemy, you gotta be like, oh, I gotta break it again, I gotta put the imperil on. Well, what these abilities do, which is hindering chant, I do believe, dispel all buffs from male enemies. Essentially, it goes in, and it's AoE. It goes in and just gets rid of all the good stuff the boss put on itself. So that includes buffs and things like that. So that's going to be great for her moving forward. Moving on, her hex damage has gone up quite a bit. I don't think it's anything too radical. I know I want to try it out with Kaito and mess around with that because his should stack up with her hex abilities. But it is nice to get a big upgrade there, but nothing too groundbreaking in my opinion. But who knows, because certain bosses are, they're limiting in what you can actually debuff them with, so you're not going to be able to get the maximum value out of it. But it's still very interesting she got that. She got Witchcraft goes to all skills. She's going to be able to W cast all skills, which is great for her kids, so you could be like bopping around, breaking 2 different things that you need. She got the ability to so Impending Doom went from 60% to 100%. That's going to be a CDU that you can use. She got the ability to be able to nullify a magic spell on your entire team. I know you guys have been looking at, what was it, Nethicite? And that was something you guys were really wanting. They brought it back in the event. Well, she's going to have it in her kit, and sometimes this is very important for a lot of strategies, or helps you cheese, how people want to say certain things as well. She has the ability now to unlock something, let's see, conditional, I want to move down to here. She has the ability to unlock debilitating pot. I did it, I said it. It's going to break attack, magic, defense, and spirit by 75% for 1 turn, but it's a huge break, 75% for 1 turn, but it's going to auto cast itself for the next 2 turns. So it's going to be 75%, 75%, 75%. It's going to be great there for you guys to be able to keep that 75% up. And again, if you can't keep that up, she has 70% breaks on command anyway, because you do have to use other abilities to be able to unlock the 75% break on everything. She has a bunch of passives going up. She gets more physical evasion, more HP, more stats that don't need to be locked behind maybe equipment. She gets elemental resist up. And we'll go look at her LB because that's something I have not yet to touch on. The cost has been increased. She does get modifiers increased, so she does a little bit more damage. But it also imperils all elements by 100%. Cursed Eye is opened up, which is one of her dots she can put on people. Again, her damage is good with those dots. Don't get me wrong. Like, it's going to be very nice to have as an addition, but it's nothing like, I'm just saying it's something broken. You know what I mean? It just adds to her kit, okay? Kryla can do a lot of stuff. Status elements inflicted by her LB has been increased from 5 to 8, adding more status elements that hopefully can be applied to the boss. So hopefully Cursed Eye, Wicked Eye, Eye of Doom, these all do more damage. And then she also has the inflict to stop 100%. So if something can be stopped, apparently they're going to get stopped. So that might be a little bit crazy in the arena. If you can get that, just give her LB and stop everybody real quick if they don't have stop resist on their team. I don't really mess with the arena too much, but that's an option. And then looking at her Trust Mastery rewards, Kryla's Vel is going to get an increase, so it's going to be STMR. It's going to be get an increase to 20% to those elements, which is phenomenal. So looking at Kryla, she is honestly one of the top breakers in the game. I know I keep it just seems to keep rolling off on my tongue, but like, do you see how much Kryla can do? Do you see the massive upgrade they gave her? They treated her right, just like Aloha Lasswell, and these units have turned out to be solid. Next up, we have the only disappointment, in my opinion, with these upgrades, these global free upgrades, and that's going to be Grim Lord Sakura. She's going to get everything you guys, everybody else pretty much gets as a damage dealer. She's going to get the modifier increase. She's going to get the chaining family fixes. She gets these. She used to do this thing where she wanted to do dark and fire damage together. Well, now they split those moves up. They've increased the imperil from 50% to 80%, and then they gave her 2 new moves where she can CW frame right here. And do AoE dark or fire damage that stacks up with a little bit of damage there, right? She had some changes to some of her supporting abilities. Instead of Sacrificial Barrier goes up to 130% on defense and spirit buffs. Got rid of the fire resist buff, but now grants an HP barrier and increases her magic by 250%. Hurts her a little bit, okay? Candy Master has been unlocked permanently. Candy Master allows you to cast abilities more than once in a turn. Those are going to be her support abilities, and she cannot cast them, like 2 of them at the same one twice. She has to cast 2 different ones from what I understand. Moving on down through her other stuff. Again, just nothing too crazy, nothing too insane. The one big thing I will say, we have Candy Master. CD increase from 5 to 10, now grants 2,000 HP barrier and AoE re-raise. So this right here is the big change for her. So she's not gonna, the reason I say disappointing is she was always meant to be a support damage dealing hybrid, right? And however, her damage, even her damage being amplified here, may not be enough for you to be wanting to bring her over somebody else on your squad. This AoE re-raise is very nice though. Coming very clutch, long cooldown, 10 turns, but that's I think that's her best. Overall, the unit is much better. Don't get me wrong, okay? Obviously, they fixed a lot of her problems. But compared to all the other boosts we got with, Mouth and all them, Cersei, the other units, and then we go to Grim Lord Sakura, Aloha Lasswell we just talked about, Kryla, it's just not as big of a change. But that Candy Master could come in handy for you guys moving forward. Moving on down, we have some increases, to all of our stats. Obviously, you guys can read through this if you'd like. I'm just trying to give you guys a general understanding of how the unit's changed. And then we have her Trust Master reward, which I do believe, in my opinion, is really locked to her. I don't see a lot of other people using it, but maybe in the future we will, or maybe you guys have some ideas in your head. We have some increases to magic there, giving her more magic 30%, and up 30 on the stats. So overall, Grim Lord Sakura fans out there, if you guys love her and want to go out there and use her, go ahead, but I'm just giving a general statement. She's a little bit disappointed to me compared to the others. Alrighty, so we have Reberta now, and we're gonna go over Reberta. Reberta's got a bug going on right now, at least I hope it's a bug. But essentially, Reberta got a lot of changes. Again, a lot of modifiers up, a lot of stat boost up, a lot of passes going up, some different chaining capability changes. But I want to go over the big ones for me. Triple Breath has been added so she can triple cast her breath skills. Her breath skills have also been changed to BS chaining family, which is great. Bolting Strike's real easy to chain up. And then also, it's very common right now. The breaths now imperil from 50% to 75%, which is amazing. On top of the fact that they do imbue her with that element when it goes through. And this is the part we're talking about. Damage type change. It seems like the breath has been moved to magic damage, which makes 0 sense for Reberta. But that may be a bug. We're gonna go over the bugs that the Reddit's reporting right now, and you guys can go report your bugs in that thread. Hopefully Gumi sees it and gets them fixed. It's a little bit weird. Moving through our thrust abilities and Crimson, all that stuff, guys. If you know how to work Reberta, you're going to know how to get through her stuff here. Some things have changed, some things unlock a little bit differently, but essentially those are like big changes for her, along with just having, if you look at this, it's just like, you know, modifiers increased, you know, now it's Octaslash and, instead of BS chaining, and, you know, modifier increase. So essentially they're buffing her up to be more powerful, more strong, so you guys can actually use her in battle. She does have a new CD ability, 2-turn CD ability. From turn 1, she can use it. She gets a 70% defense and spirit break, so she gets to break those stats, so she can go in and do the damage. And she also does a damage dealing ability. She does have a lot of Divine Ruination frames, if I'm reading this right. In her kit, you can even look up here, frame change to DR chaining, which is really outdated. So Reberta's gonna have to chain with another, most of the time you're gonna chain with a partner anyway. She does have BS with the fire, ice, and lightning, but it looks like they changed it to magic damage, which makes 0 sense. So we're hoping that gets changed as we go through. Looking at our passives, we do get the True Dual Wield ×6 cap chain up, which is fantastic. We do get an upgrade to her True Dual Wield passive from 30% to 50%. And then, but see this? Dragoon Master also boosts magic damage against the dragons. That's been added. So are they trying to make you build her like hybrid or something? I really hope not. And then we see some changes to her limit bursts, which are fantastic, actually. She actually can be built to be limit burst damage now and just be spamming that LB. Also decreases spirit by 74%. And imperils fire, ice, lightning by 104. How crazy to add that extra 4%, but I like it. Modifier increase from 14 to 30 times. More than a double upgrade. Then added a delay to the 20 times damage proportion. I am reading, we'll go into the Trust Master in a minute. Reberta just seems like, they also had something at the bottom of Reberta that said she will receive more changes in the future. To me, it seems like they were like rushing Reberta a little bit. And because they added, I think it was the only unit they had there that added the, you know, more changes coming soon thing at the end. So, she seems a little bit weird. I've heard that her chaining's not really working as well as people would like. She can't chain cap finish, but it seems like it's intended. So I think she just needs a little bit more work. Again, I'm sure you guys are going to go out there and just start crushing with Reberta and showing me all this stuff. And she seems like she has the potential to be that way. But it also seems like she's a little bit buggy and actually needs tweaked from behind the scenes. Not really like her changes seem great, but there must be some things behind there. Maybe they need to, you know, tune up, tweak a little bit to make sure she's working optimally. Looking at her Trust Master reward changes, Crimson Blood attack increase from 128 to 145. Dragon Killer replaced with Wing Fury increases physical and magic damage against dragons and jump damage 50%. Dragoon's Wisdom removed equipment requirements. So this is an extremely strong, you know, stat up when it comes to attack that does no longer require the equipment that you needed to do it before. And then we got jump boost damage increased from 50 to 100%, and that should not be overlooked at all. Jump damage is something fantastic in this game. It's something we can stack up a lot, so it's great to see that there. Again, I know I'm kind of harping on a dead thing here, but Reberta looking very powerful. Once she gets the behind the scenes and actually starts working in the game, get some of these bug fixes, and we kind of understand what this damage type change is. And last but not least, we have Christine. And like these other units, besides you, GL Sakura, and Reberta will be there, just need some bug changes. Christine is highly going up the ladder to become one of the top dealing damage mages in the game. She's actually only like dethroned right now, being reported in as damage dealing under Kimono Fina. And that's right, I haven't really covered Kimono Fina yet, haven't had time. Seems like every day there's something new to cover, which is awesome. But anyway, that's not your problem. You know, Kimono Fina came out, they were just like, hey, there's this new unit, and here's a step up, which isn't that bad of a step up, and bye. It's just like, how do you make this great unit? That unit does massive amounts of magic damage, tons and tons of damage, Kimono Fina does. So if you're interested in K-Fina, go for it, but there's so many mages in the game now. You guys probably have Christine, Tsukiko, you guys will be pulling for all these other units, you know, Terra, CG Dark Fina. You don't have to go for it, but I mean, it's just weird to me they designed this unit that is super powerful, and then they're just like, it's in the news, that's it, bye. It's like they didn't give us time to hype it up or talk about it or give the community time to get knowledge on it. It's just like, done. Wham, bam, we're out. But anyway, Christine's going to be right up there with her. Very top. Even just surpassed Tsukiko, who surpassed whatever. But it's okay. It gives you options. It's not like they surpass each other so much where you can't use the other one. It's just, I'm just telling you how powerful they are for your gauge in your mind, okay? Christine is getting some massive changes, and I'm going to let you guys do the video now because you're expert YouTubers. What's going to happen to Christine? That's right. She is getting big changes in modifiers, stat ups, and also getting some chaining family changes as well. One of her biggest changes she does get is the ability to pretty much have quadcast on at all times. The ability, let's see down here, in her LB, she has the ability now to turn on Multi-Frost for 4 turns and Imperil Ice for 80%. She gets massive modifier increases, as you can see. Removes Ice Imbue, which is great. And Multi-Frost can also be, where was it at in here? There's another ability in here that also puts up Multi-Frost, which is very good because it's essentially just gonna, Multi-Frost, here it is. Ice Imperil duration increased from 3 to 4 turns, now boosts magic by 200%, enables Multi-Frost for 4 turns. So essentially you cast that, and you have quadcast for 4 turns. Oh, by the time that's over, you cast in your LB, so you get it again. And then if you give the cast your LB again, or you go back and go with the Eternal Winter, whichever one's up, and she's gonna have quadcast forever. It's essentially going to happen. She also got W cast added to everything except for Frozen Armor, Hand in Hand, and Frosty Touch. She did get this cool ability here, which I think is very interesting. And maybe I'm wrong, but is this the first like damage? Oh, let's see. Debuffing ability doesn't go down, doesn't scale down, it actually scales up. Now, there may be other ones that I'm forgetting, but I really like it. It enables Piercing Chill for 4 turns, autocast the next turn, Ice Imperil 80%, 100%, 120%. We get a defense break, the same thing, 60, 65, 70%, but you probably have a breaker out there that's doing a little bit more than that. So I think that's very interesting. Going over her passives, there's not really much to talk about her. You know, it's going to be more of, you got to learn her rotation, you know, build her up right. But her, I mean, it's not really that hard when you're quad casting. You just chain, kill with ice. You know, she gets some buffs. As you can see, what's happening here? We're getting a lot of increases to stats. We're getting a lot of increases to equipment magic, just like everybody else got. We do have some counter chances increased here. Some HP, some stat buffs. As always, she gets Bar Blizzaga added if you need that. And then Multi-Frost selection increased to all skills. Multi-Frost, yeah, she can quad cast all those. She's scary. Like, she's really good. Looking at her Trust Mastery reward, Snow Bear, aww. Snow Bear Guard also triggers with physical attacks, counter chance increased to 40%, LB fill rate from 1 to 2 to 2, so it's always going to give you 2. And then Winter Child, equipment magic and ice resist increased from 30% to 50%, which is actually a big upgrade right here. I mean, that's always going to add up. So, overall, Christine, you love her. You always wanted her to be good. I feel like Gumi and Square Enix and Global loved her, like the creators. So she is up top now. She's doing things you guys wanted to do. And if you already had her, you're going to be pretty happy about it. And now comes the sad part of the video, okay? We do have some bugs going on. Again, intentional, non-intentional, we have to find out. But this is where if you guys find some bugs with your units, you have some displeasures, I would really appreciate it. I'm actually going to upvote this right now. I'd appreciate if you guys came over to Citus. I always say your name wrong, buddy, but I appreciate everything you do, I promise. And report it here. We need to get Gumi and Square Enix aware of what's happening. I know, as they say, free Q&A for Gumi, I roll. I understand that, but, you know, it's better for us to get the game fixed so these units are doing great things. Aloha Lasswell looks like Enriched Mind is fixed damage instead of physical. Hopefully that fixes up. Enriched Mind also has another problem where it's supposed to be Absolute Mirror of Equity chaining, but it's a walking skill, it says, so it's marked with Absolute Mirror of Equity in the game, so it should be chaining, but it's not doing it right, and it shows the difference of why, and they're saying, I'm guessing someone is still using the debunked 16 frame offset thing, which should have been, and they talk more about the frame data, which you guys probably aren't too interested in, but it needs to be fixed. Next up, Reberta has a lot, as you can see going down the line. 3 breath attacks and Mystic Thrust are magic stacks instead of physical. Maybe that's what they wanted, but it's definitely not what we want. Spiral Thrust and Rain of Spirits have wrong ignore defense value. It should be negative 50 instead of 50, so that's not even doing as much damage as it's supposed to be, because the value's wrong. There's not, you know what I mean? It's not even... This is just stuff behind the scenes. Crimson Raid has wrong Bolting Strike cast delay. So like it's weird that these chainings aren't working. They're supposed to work. This is a Bolting Strike, right? But it's not working because the delay is wrong. They typed it in wrong or something. Death Crimson still has old chaining problem. The jump has a variable delay and might not always chain. So, you know, that's the chaining problems I was talking about where she can't cap off of that and other abilities. Kryla, Dark Covenant does cost 410 MP. It may be on purpose. Seems like a lot, though. Seems like an ability almost... It's going to be real tough to be casting that ability if it costs 410 MP. Let's look what's wrong with my girl Christine. TMR has no counter cap on physical attacks. So it looks like that it can just keep countering and countering and countering with it. Her 5-star and 6-star LB enables a bug multi-frost that can multi-cast Grim Spectre Flames, which is a GLS skill instead of Piercing Chill. So they ended up typing that in wrong, right? Instead of typing in, you know, when she uses her 5-star or 6-star LB, she can quad cast Grim Spectral Flames, when actually it should have been typed in to use Piercing Chill. But if you use her 7-star, as it says here, and her CD, they're fine. So it won't mess with the multi-cast. That's for the people that are trying to use the 5-star or 6-star LB. Grim Lord Sakura, Grim Candy Master is a multi-cast with a unique selection only. I'm assuming that's on purpose, though, because I'm pretty sure they wrote that in the thing. But again, so we don't know if these bugs are on purpose or not, but it'd be nice to have you guys go in here and check out, post anything you guys may see, so maybe we can get it all posted here and then, you know, send this on to Gumi Square Enix, putting in those support tickets. It all helps to make sure they fix the game and make sure all these bugs go away so we can enjoy the unit. So guys, overall, I am astounded. At first, I was scared. The previews, how long, I'm gonna say how long it took. It took to the very end of the month, and I can see why there are some bugs still in there. But overall, I'm very, very happy with the changes. I can't wait to try out Aloha Lasswell. He's going to be a little bit, you know, it's going to take a little bit to get these things fixed out, but I can't wait. Good thing Kryla really just has Dark Covenant problems, because I definitely want to use her soon. But I'm very, very happy and cannot wait to see Reberta in full action. And I'm sorry to all the Grim Lord Sakura fans out there, but maybe you're happy. So if you guys like this video, give it a thumbs up. Comment down below what you guys think. And if you guys have experienced any bugs, but again, please, please, please put them on this thread or report them in a support ticket. That's going to do way better than telling me about them. I can't do too much about it. And then subscribe for future content. We'll catch you guys in the next video.